Hello everybody, it's me, Alex again. As I've told you, I was trying to do some useful jobs for the upcoming house renovation. I've been getting quite distracted by the collectible tools. I get excited and I want to work on them, so I do. So as a break, I'm gonna try to do something useful. I've had this little axe given to me by a neighbor who got it from the scrap or so, I think, in the corner of my workshop for quite a while, as you can see by all the dust on it. And I did start sharpening it at some point apparently, but it doesn't have a really nice handle. It's something somebody made. I mean, it's an oval handle, which is quite good, but it has no shape and it hasn't been hung very well. So that's not great. I've got another little axe, which I've done up to such a standard that I'm afraid to use it. So it's just a wall hanger now. There is scratching in there, but you can see how you can see me. That's how shiny. That's how shiny it is. So that was a mistake. So what I'm so I've got this handle, which I bought at a tractor show or something for 50p or €1, something like that. Which I always tend to do if I find them for €40, for 50 cents. I buy them. Got quite a few in the drawer, but it's the only X handle I've got. So I've got an X handle that's like a proper X handle, quite a nice one. And so I want to take this handle off. I'll keep this piece of wood because I've got this hatchet from the US that I brought home for my traveling to the US, and I was always planning on fixing it, which has been for a while, and you can see I've never have, or I did start here, but you can't find a nice hatchet handle in the Netherlands because we don't do hatchets. Never thought about that, but this would make a nice handle. It would make a proper shape in it, and it would fit. So I'll keep that. So we'll save that. Won't be going to waste. But I'll put it on the new handle, and I won't completely polish it. I've seen videos where guys like take the rust off, and blue the metal just the way it is, polish it and blue it. So it's I think it's quite a cool look. So I'm gonna try and do that. I'll take these burrs off, obviously, and I'll do the underside, sand the underside, because if I down the line would decide to, I don't like that finish, I can always sand it quite easily. Whereas if it would be down here, I can't sand it as easily anymore. It being on the handle without taking it off the handle. That's what I mean. So yeah, let's start taking this apart, and we'll see what we can do. So here's the edge of the handle. It's quite a fight. It was on there much tighter than I expected. So the previous owner didn't do a horrible job. So we'll see if we'll be able to do it. If we'll be able to do it any better. Little handmade wedge. Nothing special, but in there, really tight, I can tell you. I've used all my vice grips. Here's the handle, very rusty inside, bashed in a bit, so we'll have to file the bashed in where it's been bashed in. We'll have to file that out, get all the rust out. So I'm gonna look for see if I have a little bit of vinegar where I can stick it in so it can soften it up a little bit to begin with. Right, let's get on. So here's the axe head after a vinegar bath. You can see the inside's mostly clean, and I've already sanded the underneath, which came out pretty good, and all the edges, so it's quite smooth again. All the protruding, hammer down edges, and I did the inside here, so it's all smooth again. You can see it's been hanging in the vinegar up until that point. This is not, you get a line with hardened steel. This is where it's hardened, this is where it's not. This is exactly the line where it hung in the vinegar. So I don't know I just don't know if I can live with the whole appearance. It's not really me, is it? It, it should be fully immersed in vinegar. I think I'll fully immerse it in vinegar for about a night and have a think on it, see what it looks like afterwards. We'll eat into this a bit more, which will either etch it or make it look more like this, which might help with the decision. I don't know. As you can tell, I'm still thinking about it. I'm a bit unsure about what to do. What I'll do now, just to keep going, is I'll try and match it up to the head, to the head, to the handle. I'm sorry, and yeah, we'll see what we do from there. I think this came out pretty easily and as nicely as it did, but I'd be afraid to use that. And this dimple, or you can tell it's quite deep, so we'll have to take quite a bit of material off, and it's not, the eye is not that thick around, so I don't know if I really want to. Yeah, we'll ponder on it a little bit. Right, let's try and get it on the handle. So I've got it fitted to the handle in a manner that I'm sort of happy with. You know, it's quite tight all around. I can't get it tight in there. Seems to be like a strange void just at the bottom. Quite annoying. I will fill that up, but it's not what we really want ideally, but I can't. Maybe it's me. I can't get it right. As you can see, I've soaked the entire eggs again in vinegar, and it isn't. Usually they are hardened up till about here, in my experience anyway, up till about here. This one's only been hardened till, you know, there's only maybe an inch of hardening left, and there's a bit more hardened here, but it's been sharpened in quite an odd manner. So what I think I'll do is I'll follow this curve, and I'll take that point off, making it a bit more round, you know, following the curve of the hardening. Also, the hardening sort of made my decision about, you know, completely sanding or not. Made my decision about completely sanding it or not, because, you know, it's not really hard, and it hasn't got much life left in it, to be honest. You know, only an inch, and then it's about gone. So you know, I'm putting way too much effort into it anyway already, because I've been you know, scraping at it for hours, trying to get it fitted to where it is now. So proceeding on, I will clean up the handle a little bit, make the transition here a bit more smooth, so it's not as noticeable, and then I'll take that tip off, fasten it, make a new wedge, a wood one and a steel one, and then attach it to the handle and sharpen it. So yeah, let's get going, and then I'll show you the finished end result. So here's the finished product. I've got the head fixed to the handle. I think I did an alright job. The thing I struggle with is, you know, the part that's protruding to get at level with the head, because I always end up, you know, scratching up the top part of the tool, which wasn't, you know, a real issue in this case, since it's a you know, sort of rough surface restoration. But if you got a nice tool and you've got it all polished, and then you're scratching it again and trying to sand it out, polish it again, and you end up you know, burnishing the wood, then you end up getting it's a struggle. I don't know if anybody is able to show how to do that properly. I'd be very grateful, because I struggle with it. Otherwise, you know, it's on there very solid. It's got the wooden wedge, the metal wedge. Plug that hole up. Looks alright, I think. I've did some red on the bottom of the handle, just to make it stand out when you put it on the floor in the garden or whatever. Makes it easier to find. I think it looks alright. You know, not perfect over there, as you can see, but looks alright. I think it looks alright now that the transition is a bit more even. So yeah, not really my cup of tea, since I like a shiny tool, as you know. But this is a, you know, this is something you attack a stubborn root with, or a stubborn car blocking your driveway, something like that, and don't worry about it. It is pretty sharp. I'm not an expert at sharpening axes, but I think I did an alright job on this one, hopefully. So right, let me know what you think of my cleanup, and I'll hopefully see you again on another one. Bye bye.